ladies and gentlemen. This is a reading for Aries, a peek into 2022. There you go. And you are seeing this on Christmas Eve, the 24th of December, but it's also considered the Feast of Seven Fishes. And the Feast of Seven Fishes is a part of the Italian-American Christmas Eve celebration, though it's not called that in Italy, and it's not really a feast in that sense. It's just a big meal. And so it is a vigil. Usually during the day, it's a fasting day, but then the evening sees an abundance of seafood that reflects the observance of abstinence from meat until the feast of Christmas Day itself. So we have Christmas Eve and the Feast of the Seven Fishes. I have with me the Lenormand cards that you have seen in other readings, and I'm going to spread a small mini tableau, 4 by 4, and I will show you that. People who know me know that I do not read cards that are upside down, especially the Lenormand, because they are in a certain position and they mean certain things. Now, Aries. Okay, so let me take things one at a time. I'm going to separate the year in 3 months: first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and the fourth trimester. Well, the first trimester sees you beginning with something around having to do with a book, for those of you who write and for those of you who are trying to put pen to paper. This is what is that is the focus of the month. And it's quite a lucky focus because it goes well in the sense that you've planted the seeds in December, perhaps November, October, November, December, and it is coming up. And this will mark the beginning of a career for you, the beginning of something new. But the book here in the first position also talks about something that is unknown to you. If those of you who are listening, Aries, remember this is a general reading. Write to me if you want a private reading for the year 2020 or for other reasons. But it also tells you that there's something unknown coming in if you're not a writer, but it's something positive, and it will come in that in a way that will rock the very roots of your existence. Now, the interesting part of the second trimester, that was January, February, and March. Then we come to April, May, and June. I'm looking at a bit of darkness, in the sense that when April rolls around, Aries, it is your month of your birth month, and as March is as well. But there's a slight sort of cloud covering your dreams because, well, this basically in terms of romance. All right, so it hasn't been going well. It hasn't gone well in 2021, and 2022 is something that you're looking for, but not too much. You want stability. And if somebody cannot give you a sort of stability, you're not interested in that. You're not wanting somebody to ghost you. You're not wanting to think of what they are trying to imagine. What you don't want to get out your crystal ball, Aries, to try to figure out what they're thinking or what they feel for you. So the emphasis is on stability in the second trimester, and it's sort of a beginning for you, Aries. It looks as though you finally get to say it out loud. What do I want? I want a sense of stability for my relationships. And that's quite interesting because you've never said it out loud. You've never said that out loud. Then we go to the third trimester. That was April, January, February, March, April, May, June. Now we have July, August, and September. in those months is when the person comes out of being the ghost that they were. They come up and they come directly to you, face to face. It is a meeting of the minds. It's not a meeting of, okay, maybe we should meet, maybe we shouldn't. Let's text. Okay, this idea of texting, endless texting, no speaking, actually even talking on the phone sometimes seems like a luxury for you, especially with that person. So the third trimester really is the time that they come and they shower you with their love. It's as if they have had an illumination, they have had an awakening all of a sudden, and they realize that it's no longer a matter to wait because they've waited so long. I have the fish here, and it could be a water sign Aries that is coming to you. But in any case, during the last trimester, so we have that's October, November, and December. We have something renovated, something closes, a chapter in your life closes, something you didn't expect to close. It could be an activity, work, something that you are, and I believe it is in the work department, but you're not giving it as much attention as you have in the past. And interestingly enough, this is when the other activities that you have, that you nurture, are given their just desserts. The end of the year ends with a negative note in the sense that you get your hopes up, get your hopes up, get your hopes up, get your hopes up, and you're ready to start something. And then instead, at the very tail end of the year, there is a sort of halting, there's a stop, and it's as if the universe is telling you, Aries, look, it's time for you to understand what is working for you and what is not working for you. Get rid of that which is not working for you, because otherwise you will endlessly come across cards which tell you this is the end of something, but something never new begins. Now, this was the general. Just a moment here. Let me take a look. Uh-huh. All right. Then we have each of these positions is a house and has a meaning. And I'll go through individually what they mean. We have the house, which is a house of endings and beginnings. And there I have the book. And the book is also a very mysterious card. So it tells you, look, Aries, there's something that's going to end and there's something that's going to begin. But we are not in a position, Aries, of knowing that now. We are not meant to know that now. And I know that sounds very frustrating for you, but that is the way it is. Usually when this occurs, Aries, let me give you a clue, is when something just literally comes to an end. You close something, or something is closed off to you. But what is interesting here is that in the area of surprises, I have the cloud, and when we talk of surprises, we have surprises that come with a backhand compliment. You know that expression that says, yes, it is a surprise. Yes, I know I'm going forward. Yes, but at what cost? At what suffering? At what ending? And this happens to you in the year 2022. Then we have a complete ending here, where there's endings, complete endings. This is the house of the side. This is the gentleman here. There is an end to one relationship. Could be a man, could be a female, but it isn't an end to a relationship. This could be quite sudden. It could be quite sudden, but you yourself, Aries, with your gut reactions and your intuition, You felt it coming. You really did feel it coming for quite some time. Then we have the house of communication. In the house of communication here, there is the coffin. And the coffin tells you there's something closed, but there's another beginning. And it has inevitably to do with this male figure in your life. Could be a relative, could be a lover, could be a companion, could be a family member. Then we have the house of your work and your livelihood. Aries, you are blessed this year. Everything you touch turns to gold, literally turns to gold. And then we have the house of the sense of security. And interestingly enough, I have here the moon, and the moon talks of love, and your sense of security is comes to you through an act of love, through love that you receive from someone. And at times in the year 2020, this will be a very fervent love. You'll feel that the love is so strong, so present, so close. And at times you will feel that it's so far. So the year 2020, Aries, is a year for you that is has slightly polarizing sensations and emotions for you. Now, when we go to the area, the house of guidance, I have here the stork, and the stork talks about coming back, returning home, returning to your place, your home ground, the place where you consider home, where you spent so many years. And that will give you guidance. That will make you feel that home will suggest to you what the next move will be. Then there is interestingly, the house of the home, actually. The house of the home. And I have here the fox, and the fox is sly and cunning. But the fox also symbolizes work. So it seems to me that you, in 2022, you start working out of your home very much. That is one of the, let's say, strongholds that you can say, okay, 2022 is the year I'm going to work outside of my home, leave the office and go to my home, set up an office, set up a studio, or whatever you feel necessary. Then we have here the card which talks of public life. And public life here, I have the rider, and the rider is a person who communicates, gives you news, and public life gives you novelties. Your work stemming from the home that you work out of your home with is a novelty, but that is where the news is. I have, it's so funny how these Lenormand cards talk, these oracle decks, because right next to that is the house that involves obstacles. And there is the, what do you call this? This is the card which is an anchor. And the anchor represents in this deck also work and obstacles. It's as if the cards are saying to you, yes, you'll be damned if you do, you'll be damned if you don't. There is an issue. You work from the home, but the home has memories, and those memories will always be there. And it's not by chance that 2022 is bringing you back to those memories. Very interesting. Then we have the house of the decisions and the decision making that you will have to enact in 2022. And I have here the card of the ring. Now, the ring is a card that talks about partnerships and coming together. And there you have it, Aries. This is a decision you are put face to face with. And it is later, it's the second half of the year where you decide, do I partner up with someone or not? And you have to make that decision. You cannot put it off any longer. So that be looking out for that, Aries. Then we have nuisances and problems. Nuisances and problems are signified in the House of Nuisances and Problems is the card of the stars, and the stars are guidance. And every time something difficulty, a nuisance comes up, I call nuisances something like flat tires, something like having to go take a checkup when you have so much work on your plate. But a nuisance, a problem that you have to solve in the immediacy of a situation. Well, we have the stars, and the stars here tell me that that area of your life, those little problems are nothing to you because you'll know exactly what to do and when to do them. Then we have here the tree, and the tree is in the home of something hidden. The tree is representative of your roots, representative of your health, and something hidden here is how you work with your health. But here I'm seeing it as being the health of other people. Your work may involve you dealing with other people's health and consulting them, working with them for their health, for reasons of their health. And then I have the house that talks of matters of communication. And matters of communication, I've got here the child, and the child is something new, something bold, something that begins. It's a birth. Of course, you may hear that someone you know is pregnant, or you may hear that someone you know has given birth to a child. But when it's in this position, also, if you're not in the if this doesn't pertain to you, let's put it that way, this also talks of a change of how you communicate with others, both at a personal level and at a professional level with the work that you do. Then we have the area of the spread that talks of male influences. That's quite interesting because male influences here, this is represented by the fish, and the fish usually talks to money. And there are many readings here, so let me give you a few. First of all, the fish can represent a water sign, a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces in your life that is of an important influence to you or will be influential to you in the year 2022. Or this means that there is a male that will influence the way you work, and they will be important for you with how you conduct your work. Now let's put that aside. Then we have, lo and behold, we have the mice in the very last position, and that is the house of female influences. Now this has, like the male house here of the previous card, this also has numerous ways to read it. First of all, do not look to a woman for help or consultancy or any kind of significant information, because they will be of no help to you. Also, this can signal to you, Aries, look, watch your back, because a woman does not have your best interests in mind. However, it also means that the women that you know, there may be women in your life or a particular woman in your life that will be undergoing hardships, and so expect that. Now, there are, of course, relations within this spread, and what's interesting for me is I'm seeing love with a water sign, as I said. Love with the water sign, that's very prominent. And love in terms of you working it at all costs, You work on your health. Your health becomes so much important in the year 2022. Also, I do see that a male who you partner up with for out of the blue, actually, because they come into your life quite unexpectedly. You thought if it was somebody from the past, you didn't think that they had any kind of relation with you in the future. No longer, because it was done. Deal. It was a deal. Do pop up. They do pop up, and it becomes important. One interesting thing for you to note, Aries, is that the difficulties signaled are very fleeting, and they have to do with the work that you do. But it's very, very fleeting, and you solve them quite easily. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, Aries friends. Namaste. And until we see each other again, happy New Year's, happy Christmas Eve, and happy feast of the 7 fishes. Eat fish the night of Christmas Eve. Bye bye, namaste. Take care.